Hello everyone, in this video, we will learn how to import microseismic event data into geomodeling software. All products from geomodeling share the same database and the same UI of data importing and exporting. Geomodeling software allows users to do a comprehensive analysis on microseismic data with advanced visualization and interpretation. In geomodeling software, we have a module called InStage for the microseismic volume generation and analysis. This workflow generates 40 microseismic volumes to analyze the microseismic development process within a small time interval, for example 10 minutes, within each fracking stage. The 40 microseismic volume data can be animated and visualized with pump pressure data, fracking stage, and perforation clusters in a dedicated 40 microseismic window. To import microseismic event data, you need to go to the top main menu, select Import and Microseismic Events. Then, in this dialog, you need to select the microseismic event data file. And please make sure the file type is selected as the microseismic events ASCII column file. Then you can click Open to start the importing process. In this page, first on the upper right, you need to select data separation if it's by fixed width columns or by delimiters. The important thing is you need to select the importing range correctly. So at the bottom, there is a preview for the spreadsheet of the original data. And you can see the data starts from line 2. So here you need to specify the importing range starts from line 2. And if there is any invalid value in your original file, you need to specify the value here. For the delimiters, you need to set the correct delimiters to separate the columns in the spreadsheet. For example, in this case, we need to uncheck the space so that these columns has been separated correctly. If you have any double quotes or single quotes in the data file, you need to check this to ensure that those symbols would not be imported. You can specify the column names if it's from automatically defined or it's the same as last used. And for the unit names, if there are any unit in the data file you want to load, you can specify the line number for the unit names. But this is normally for importing the completion data. So this spreadsheet is the preview of the data file. And the most important thing you need to do is to specify the column names. And for microseismic event data, the mandatory column name you need to specify include X, Y, Z, date, time, and the well name and stage. And if you have any other microseismic attributes, you can specify them as well. For example, the amplitude, magnitude, or any other microseismic attributes. So in this case, the column names are matched automatically. If the column name does not automatically match your data in the spreadsheet, then you need to use the drop-down menu to select the correct attribute for the column name, especially for the X, Y, Z, date, time, and stage, and well name. So those need to be selected exactly the correct column name using the drop-down menu to ensure that the microseismic event data can be imported correctly. However, for the other microseismic attributes such as the amplitude, magnitude, or other microseismic attributes, you can just double-click on the name in the spreadsheet, then it will automatically fill the column name. For example, if this is do not import in default, then you just double-click here, then it will automatically fill the column name. Another important thing you need to make sure is this date and time. Here you can see you can specify the format of the data and time. They should be set correctly to make sure the microseismic event data can be imported correctly. For the date, we have different formats of date, and then this should match the data in your file. And we have different types of time format as well. After you make sure that everything is correct, you can select Next. In this page, you need to make sure that the unit is selected correct for different attributes. The file units can be different than project unit. The program will automatically convert the file unit to project unit. And there is a checkbox for you to negate the z-value if most z-value are positive. Here is for specifying file coordinate system. If the microseismic event coordinate system is different from the project coordinate system, you can select other coordinate system and use this button to select another coordinate system. And the program will convert the file coordinate system to project coordinate system. If it's the same as the project coordinate system, you can just select the second one, project coordinates. And then you can click OK. Then it will import the microseismic event data. So the microseismic event data will be saved under the microseismic folder in the Well tab in Data Manager. And you can see these are different attributes of the microseismic events. And we have a stage. You can expand this so it includes different stage of data. So you can then QC it in visualization windows. You can open a 3D window and then display the microseismic event. You can display the well path with the microseismic events to QC the microseismic event data you imported. And you can change its visualization properties by double-clicking it and select visualization, change the size of the points. You can use the size by attribute and change the mean and maximum value for the size. You can also display it on a base map. So this is the microseismic event I just imported. And on the tree view, you can select different stages to just visualize specific stages microseismic data. You can also use this outlier filter. So you can check this and you can double click it to set the outlier filter. So this uses the microseismic attribute. For example, you can filter it by the microseismic amplitude. So I will filter this, then anything larger than this value would not display in the visualization windows. So then click OK, then it will only show the points within the range I set. So if you uncheck this outlier filter, then all the points will show up here. This is the end of the video of importing microseismic event data. If you have any question, please send message to support@geomodeling.com. Thanks for watching.